Hello students, welcome to my channel Somadens My World. Today I am going to discuss the process of nutrition in detail. In the previous video I have already discussed the introduction to life processes. So today I am going to discuss in detail the process of nutrition. So what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process of intake of nutrients and use them to fulfill the requirement of the body. So for the process of nutrition, our body actually needs nutrients. The nutrients may be organic and inorganic type. Again, the nutrients can be divided into three types, that is energy giving nutrient, body building nutrient and protective nutrient. So the energy giving nutrients we can get it from the carbohydrate and fats, and the body building nutrient we can get it from proteins and minerals, and the protective nutrient we can get it from vitamins and minerals. So living organisms actually utilize the energy that is obtained from various foods for different types of activities like growth, development, synthesis of protein and for various activities. Thus, food is the actual fuel for energy for living organism. So according to the types of nutrition, the organisms are of two types. They are autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs are actually the type of organism which prepare their own food by using the simple inorganic material, so they are known as the autotrophs. The example of autotrophs are green plants, some blue green algae and some bacteria also. And the heterotrophs. What is heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are actually depends upon the autotrophs for their food. They cannot make their own food. So we can say heterotrophs directly or indirectly depends upon heterotrophs for their nutrition. So depending upon the mode of nutrition or the mode of obtaining food, the nutrition is of two types, that is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So first come to autotrophic mode of nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which the organism prepare their own food by using the inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water to form the organic substances. The term autotrophic means auto means self and trophic means nutrition. So autotrophic nutrition means self nutrition. Means they can make their own food. So for the process of autotrophic nutrition, there is a need of process, and that process is known as photosynthesis. And the process of photosynthesis is carried out by the green plants and blue-green algae and some other bacteria. For the process of photosynthesis, there is a pigment that is present in these organisms like in plants, blue-green algae, etc. So, and that pigment is known as chlorophyll. When we take the cross section of a leaf, we can see there are some structure present. Those are known as chloroplast, and chloroplast actually bears the pigment chlorophyll. And the function of chlorophyll is to absorb the visible light of the sun and convert it into the chemical energy. So next come to the important events that occur in the process of photosynthesis. There are actually three types of events that occur in photosynthesis. They are absorption, conversion and reduction. They are absorption, conversion and reduction. In the absorption process, the chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight from the sun, and in the conversion process, the light energy is converted into chemical energy, and in the reduction process, the carbon dioxide is reduced to carbohydrate. Then comes to all the three sequential processes are not occurring sequentially in all the plants. In case of desert plants, the process of photosynthesis actually takes place during night while their stomata is open, and during the daytime their stomata gets closed to prevent the excess transpiration. So next come to the requirement of photosynthesis. There are actually four factors which are very much important to the process of photosynthesis. They are sunlight, water, chlorophyll and carbon dioxide. the plant gets its water from the soil through its root with some minerals. Then comes to the sunlight, and the plant gets its sunlight directly from the sun. Then comes to chlorophyll. The chlorophyll is the actual site of photosynthesis, and this is present in the structure that is known as chloroplast. So to see the structure of chloroplast, we have to take the cross section of a leaf. When we cross section a leaf, we can see there are two types of layers, that is epidermis and mesophyll layer. In the epidermis, there is presence of guard cells, and the guard cells actually contain the chloroplast. But when we see the mesophyll layer, in mesophyll layer there are two types of cells, the palisade cells and the spongy cells. In these two types of cells, the chloroplast is also present. So when we take the picture of a chloroplast, we can say these are actually, the chloroplast is actually a double membrane bound structure, and the internal space that is enclosed by the inner membrane, that is known as stroma, and inside the stroma there are some flattened sac-like structures are present. Those are known as thylakoids, and those thylakoids are stacked and they form a structure that is known as grana, and there are many grana are present inside the stroma, and the stroma is in liquid state. And the photosynthesis actually two types. One is light reaction, another is dark reaction. The light reaction of photosynthesis actually takes place in the thylakoid, and the dark reaction of photosynthesis takes place in the stroma. Okay, then comes to the carbon dioxide. The plant gets its carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through a passage that is known as stomata, and the stomata is not open every time. It gets closed when there is no need of carbon dioxide. So these are the structure of stomata. This is the open stomata and this is the closed stomata, and this stomata is guarded by the guard cells. When the stomata gets more water, the guard cells swells and the stomatal opening pore gets open. But when there is scarcity of water, the stomatal pore gets closed. So there is very much need of water for the plant to carry out the process of photosynthesis. There is another function of this stomatal pore, that is the exchange of gas. So the carbon dioxide that we need for the process of photosynthesis actually enter through this stomatal pore into the leaves. So there is no need of some other raw materials for the process of photosynthesis, and they are nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, iron, etc. The plant gets its nitrogen in the form of inorganic nitrate from the soil. There are also some nitrogen fixing bacteria. They acquire the nitrogen from the atmosphere. So next come to the mechanism of photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis needs the carbon dioxide, water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. They need to form glucose and atmospheric oxygen and water. So for the process of photosynthesis, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide mixed with 12 molecules of water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it will give rise to glucose, 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of oxygen. And the oxygen that is formed as the byproduct, it will go to the atmosphere. So the process of photosynthesis, actually it is carried out by two types of events. They are light reaction and dark reaction. The light reaction actually carried out in the thylakoid of the chloroplast, and the dark reaction actually carried out in the stroma. So what happened in the light reaction? In the light reaction, actually the splitting of water occurs, and after the splitting of water, there will be formation of electrons, protons and molecular oxygen. And the molecular oxygen, it will go to the air, and the remaining electron and protons, they will form the assimilatory power, that is NADPH and ATP. What is NADPH and ATP? NADPH is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, and ATP means adenosine triphosphate. And these two assimilatory power, they will actually use in the process of dark reaction. So what happens in the dark reaction? In the dark reaction, the NADPH and the ATP that has already formed in the process of light reaction, they will use, and ultimately it will form. Then in the dark reaction, what happens? In the dark reaction, the assimilatory power that has been already formed in the process of light reaction, it will use in the process of dark reaction. In the dark reaction, the reduction of carbon dioxide occurs to form the carbohydrate. Thus, ultimately in both the light and dark reactions, the glucose is formed, and the excess amount of glucose that are not in need in present time, it will store for the future, and it will use when there will be need of the plant. So next comes the significance of photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, it actually maintains the atmospheric carbon dioxide and oxygen. It also produces the biotic component of the environment. It gives the organic food and ATP to the living organisms. So the process of photosynthesis is very much important process for the survival of our biotic component. So next come to the factors that actually affecting the process of photosynthesis. They are mainly external factors and internal factors. The internal factors may be the anatomy of leaf, the number of chlorophyll and the age of the leaf. And the external factors, they may be light, carbon dioxide, water and sunlight. So these are all about the types of autotrophic nutrition, and in the next class we will study about the process of heterotrophic nutrition. So thanks for today.